Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. 38th favorite dad in the family community, Papa West, Jacob West, here for another exciting episode of Game Night with Papa. It probably won't be exciting, but it'll be decent. Hopefully, I think. I never hope for too much with these. I just hope to have fun, and I hope you have fun too. But tonight we are playing because we here at TMG Entertainment and all affiliates of TMG Entertainment are nerds. Not about every little thing, but nerds about some things. And nerds are very passionate on a lot of stuff. Why am I the gatekeeper? Edit name and headline. There we go. See, when you have something wrong and you're a nerd, you correct it right then and there. And so that's exactly what actually is. It's a game about correcting people. But before I get into the rules, we're going to bring in our competitors today. So first off, been here almost every single episode. Our favorite starch, Mr. Tato. Tato, how's it going?
It's me. I was just thinking about how antiquated terms get still used and stuff. What even is the fan league community? Who knows? But it's a term we have, and we're sticking to it.
Yeah. It's a community of fans.
It's like roll your window down. No one rolls their window down, but you roll your window down.
There's some people who still roll their windows down. There are some old cars driving around, especially here in Wyoming. Once May hits, people start bringing out their 60 and 70 cars. So you'll see a random 68 Chevelle driving down the road. Still got to roll those windows down. You know who else is rolling his windows down? JPO. JPO, how's it going today?
Doing just dandy, and the over-under for me falling asleep right now.
Yes.
All right. Making, I believe it's his debut. He's might have popped up a couple times. Jeremy Potters, Mr. JDP. Jeremy, how's it going?
I think it's number 2, but
we'll go.
I believe I've been here before. Boom, that's the point. No, this will be fun. Good guys all the time. Yeah, thanks.
All right, and I also believe making his debut again. He might have come in 2 or 3 times. Has definitely come in before when we're off air. It is Castifer Christofferson. Cass, how's it going?
We're out here using legal names, are we? That's great. No, I'm here. I was I came in on one of the things one time. I ought to know that or something. I don't know what it was called. But I only played half the game. But I'm here. I'm here to answer questions about movies because I am a fan league movie expert, and I'm going to be in the Schmodown. No matter whatever it takes, I'll be there. I'll get there. I'll leave the boyhood dream, and I will become a Schmodown player.
Yeah,
that's still around, right, guys?
Hey, I believe in you.
Yeah, buddy.
I'm coming for you, Chris Jericho.
If you believe, you can achieve and become a member of the Schmodown.
I'm for Paige Jackson.
One person who will never be a member of the Schmodown, Jay the Arsonist Burns. Jay, how's it going?
It's going, my friend. I was really hoping that Chris Cass was going to go for the we're coming for you bit. Just because he seems like the type who would go for it.
What does that mean? That's worse.
The old Booker T.
I'm pretty sure he was going for a bit spoken by a man whose name rhymes with Schmock Kresner, former defensive tackle for the Minnesota Vikings. He's made a comment like that, but name redacted. I can't say that. So these are your competitors for tonight for the game. The way actually works is I'm going to make a statement. One thing in that statement is incorrect. My competitors are going to write down on a whiteboard, Etch-a-Sketch, notepad, or they're going to carve it into their arm. However they do it, I do not care. They're going to tell me what I said that was incorrect and how to make it correct. So, for instance, our practice round would be on tonight's episode of Saturday night's main event, WWE legend and 18-time world champion John Cena took on R-Truth in a match not for the World Championship. They're going to tell me what's wrong with that statement, and they're going to write on their board saying John Cena is not an 18-time champion, and then they're going to correct it by saying
Oh,
he's only a 17-time
that was a
champion.
real question. I got excited.
I'm sorry. No.
I have the correct answer. John Cena is not a legend.
He became a legend after he told that kid with cancer to go fuck himself.
You know, he's a
that did
legend in
happen.
some people's eyes. Like my stepson Grayson. He loves John Cena. Huge legend in his eyes. In fact, when the fans are chanting that John Cena sucks, he's yelling at the TV, No, he doesn't suck. John Cena's a legend. I had to break some bad news to him that John Cena is actually not a good guy right now. It was
Why do
horrible.
we keep mispronouncing his name? His name is John Cena.
John Cena.
One-
But
one
anyways,
second.
I have several questions for these gentlemen, and they're going to give me the correction to it. 1 point for telling me what's wrong with the statement, and 1 point for giving me the correction. So, any questions before we get into this? Are we ready?
Yes, sir.
Going into question number 1, which comes in the category of the Elder Scrolls, that popular video game. Riften is a city located at the southeast corner of the land of Skyrim. It is the capital city of the Hold the Rift and is located on the edge of Lake Honrick. Riften is home to many citizens, including several who are affiliated with the Notorious Thieves Guild, which operates out of a local bar known as the Bee and Barb. Again, at least one thing in that statement was wrong. Competitors need to tell me what was wrong and how to correct it.
All right.
Because everybody is writing an answer down individually, you will notice a timer above JPO. This timer is not canon. This timer is specifically here just to make sure I'm giving y'all an appropriate amount of time. 20, 25 seconds is appropriate. 2-3 minutes, that's a little much.
But what if
Something
it's like a
like
lot
that.
of writing?
Yeah, something like that happened in Papa's Birthday Extravaganza #1. And we learned never to let that happen again.
What?
Obviously, if they need a little bit more time, they can give me an extension, and I will give them a little bit more time. But 5, 4, 3, 2. Jay is giving me the fingers to give him an extension. Competitors can also ask for me to repeat the statement, and I will repeat it. I did not think, or I didn't have the time or the want to really, of making a graphic for these. Like you will see on an actual episode of I'm not that talented. I'm much too lazy for that. 5, 4,
Yeah, you also don't got dropout money.
2, 1. Pens down. Tato, what do you have?
Yep, I'm taking a shot in the dark here. I was between like the lake name, but I went with the bar name, and I think you reversed it. So like Barb and B versus B and Barb or what have you.
Okay.
Yeah.
JPO, what do you have?
I said that you put the wrong guild.
That's a good
And
one.
Jay.
Not on southeast edge of map, closer to the middle of the map. Also, no lake.
And Cass.
I kind of said the same thing. I said it's not southeast, it's southwest.
And Potters.
I picked the wrong direction. I said not southeast, but northeast.
Well, considering my last name is West, you'd think I'd be great with directions, or at least I think of changing the direction. However, that is not it. Tato is the closest by telling me what's wrong. The bar is not the Bee and Barb. The Bee and Barb is a bar in Riften owned by Kirava and Talon J, 2 Argonians. But the actual bar that the Thieves Guild is run out of is called the Ragged Flagon. I forgot it there for a second.
Nerd.
So Tato getting 1 point
Skyrim
there.
sucks.
What'd you say, Jay?
He said Skyrim sucks.
Skyrim is the best. Well, actually, Skyrim sucks.
Maybe not.
The Elder
Oh,
Scrolls
those are the best.
5 Skyrim is the greatest game of all time. Question number 2, coming in the category of Star Wars. Again, not just movies. It could be anything. But this is a movie in Star Wars Episode 2. Or hold on, I'm going to rephrase that completely. Star Wars Episode 2 takes place 10 years after the events of Phantom Menace. Anakin and Obi-Wan are called to travel back to Naboo to protect Padme, who has been subject of one assassination attempt already, as she is the target of a shape-shifting bounty hunter named Zam Wessel.
I got you, you motherfucker. Ooh, you
Fuck.
motherfucker. I got you.
Yeah, I know, and I feel like I should be on the beat.
A lot of big words there. A lot of small words, like star. That was a small word. But some
Resident
big
goes
words
Star
like
Wars Episode 2:
assassination.
This was
That's
actually about Star Trek Episode 2.
Yes, that's it. I'm
The
actually.
Wrath of
This
Ricardo
isn't
Montalban?
Star Wars. This is a
I'll take
completely
Rudy,
different
please.
franchise. No, I will give you the hint right now. This is Star Wars. I'm not that cruel.
I think
Yeah,
Tato asked for a
Rudy,
repeat.
please.
Tato, you want a full on repeat?
Yes, please.
Okay. Star Wars Episode 2 takes place 10 years after the events of Phantom Menace. Anakin and Obi-Wan are called to travel back to Naboo to protect Padme, who has been the subject of one assassination attempt already, as she is the target of a shape-shifting bounty hunter named Zam Wessel.
I got my answer written down. I got a customer. I'll be right back.
Okay. So I'll really give you a lot of time because we have to wait for Jay to get back.
I'm not a nerd here, so I'm trying my best. So Tato, now that everyone's muted, let's take over the chat.
Yeah.
Sorry, my wife was asking for something. And so I had to take care of her because she's important in my life.
Well, why
And I
is she
love
not?
her to
Why
death.
is she not playing?
Why aren't you playing?
I didn't want to.
Why not?
I just don't.
Okay.
Okay, that's fine. I guess.
She doesn't want to play. She doesn't believe in me. I see how it is. The face I'm getting right now. Yeah. Love you.
Love you too.
It was a very mean face. Also, Cass is very upset with you because him and I had plans last night and you made me cancel those plans. Isn't that right, Cass?
Well, I mean, I'm not upset with her.
Nothing.
Who are you upset with?
Myself.
I mean, we had a party anyway, so it was cool.
Yeah, we did. We just had a big old party.
I was about to say, I enjoy the people who saw my joke of commenting on that post of saying I was down.
I hate you so much.
I scored
I got
roughly
beef with
1
you,
point
that's what
a
it is.
half. 1 point every 30 minutes, roughly, in that match.
Yeah. Topher was
Nice.
pumped. Topher scored like 25 points. He was like, hell
But
yeah.
Topher was literally flexing on us, bro.
All right, since Jay is back, JPO, what is your answer?
I have. It's not 10 years. It's only 5.
All right, and Jay
Actually, it's not Naboo. It's Coruscant.
and
Fuck.
Cass
It's not the right bounty hunter name. It was Jango Fett.
and Jeremy
And not Naboo, but Coruscant.
and Tato.
Go Dark Nerds. I also went wrong name. I thought it was like Zam Wexel or some shit.
No, Zam Wessel is a shape-shifting bounty hunter who is employed by Jango Fett, but is actually the bounty hunter attacking Padme on the planet of Coruscant. It isn't until after Zam's death that Padme and Anakin go to Naboo to protect her. So congratulations, Jay and Potters getting both available points in that round. Question number 3 comes in the category of board games. In the popular board game Settlers of Catan, players attempt to build settlements by collecting resources. Settlements are placed randomly around a map of randomly placed resources with numbers corresponding to dice rolls. As players roll the dice, if the number corresponds to a number their settlement is on, they get to collect the resource. But watch out, because rolling an 8 unleashes the robber, which can block a whole resource.
Ooh.
I did feel like saying that it's a race to 10 victory points, but then somebody would throw out the actually. The one time we played it, you quit with Tato having like 6 or 5 victory points. Yes, Jay.
Can I get a full repeat on that, please?
Full repeat. In the popular board game Settlers of Catan, players attempt to build settlements by collecting resources. Settlements are placed randomly around a map of randomly placed resources with numbers corresponding to dice rolls. As players roll the dice, if the number corresponds to a number their settlement is on, they get to collect the resource. But watch out, because rolling an 8 unleashes the robber, which can block a whole resource.
I don't think I'm right.
I don't think I'm right either.
I
don't
believe
think
in
this is a
y'all.
real game.
I believe. God damn it.
This
I got
is
it wrong.
100% a real
I-
game.
This is that game that guy made on Parks and Rec.
I have a problem.
Yeah, the Coast of Dunshire. Yes.
This game featured on Game Night with Papa episode. I don't number my episodes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Jay, what do you have?
It's not 8, it's 12.
And Cass.
I put there's only one die, so you can't roll an 8.
And Potters.
Yeah, I'm right with Jay, and I have no reasoning for this answer at all.
And Tato.
If they're there, I'm halfway right at least. I went incorrect roll robber on 7. But I think
And
7s
JPL.
were fucking me for a different reason in that game.
I said not an 8, a 6.
All right. Well, again, Settlers of Catan is a real game, and we all get at least 1 point. We found what is wrong. Rolling an 8 is actually one of the more popular dice roll. There are 2 dice that you have, so you can roll up to a 12. But to launch the what?
Never mind.
Okay. To launch the pesky robber, one can either play a night card or roll a 7.
Okay.
I believe Tato got all of the points, but again, everybody got at least 1 for that. Question number 4. We're going back to movies, and we're going to the View Askew-niverse.
Oh no.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Clerks 2 opens up with Dante traveling to the Quick Stop to open up the store and start his daily shift. However, tragedy has struck the convenience store as Dante noticed it is completely flooded, causing the closure of the store for the foreseeable future. Having to find employment elsewhere, Dante and Randall both get jobs at the popular fast food restaurant, Moobies.
Okay. There are at least 4 people here who I think get this 100%.
Yeah.
I see what that means. What does this mean?
We're the
I
fourth
could be
one,
right. I have something written down. I could be right. I've seen this movie. Like
I said at
whenever it
least
came out.
4. I said at least 4. There were 5 of us here. That means that
He's
there's a
definitely heard people talk
possibility
about
for
this movie.
a fifth
If I
player.
got this right, I am proud of myself because I feel like I've seen this movie and I feel like something different happened.
You feel like you watched it vicariously through us.
No. I actually did watch.
You got
when
this,
it came
Cass.
out.
I believe in you.
I'm about to say, to
Oh,
be
yeah.
fair, if he watched it
I believe
vicariously,
in Cass.
if he watched it vicariously through any of us, he would know the answer 100% because we've all. I've only seen this movie once. I've seen this scene like 6 or 7 times trying to get my stream to work to watch the darn movie. But no, I had to pay $3 to rent it. 5,
So, can I
4,
start?
3, 2, 1. Pens down. Cass, you are first on this one.
Okay, so it wasn't flooded; it was on fire.
Let's fucking go.
And Potters.
Yeah, not flooded, but burning.
Yeah.
And Tato.
The store isn't flooded, it's on fire after Randall left the coffee pot on again.
And JPO.
Yeah, not flooded fire.
Part of me wants to give Jay the points already, but we do technically have to wait for him. Y'all are all correct. It is not flooded. It is, in fact, on fire, which the funny thing was, me watching this for the first time, thought it was Clerks 1 because it's in black and white. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure this movie's in color. So I don't know. I'm watching the wrong movie. And then he opens up the grates and the flames are red. And I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
I don't remember this in the first Clerks movie.
it's a great shot.
Yeah. But all because of terrorists. Because Randall will not admit that it was his fault. Leaving the coffee pot on.
Now,
All right, Jay, what do you have?
Ancestors, hear my plea. The shop was on fire, not flooding.
And that is correct. Jay getting 2 points. Just like everybody. Everybody got 2 points.
Hey,
I did it. I did
Good
it.
job.
High five.
I am proud of all of y'all.
Yeah. I did it.
But I am ready for y'all to disappoint me as we move on to a TV show known as The Office. Dunder Mifflin has seen several regional managers during the filming of the documentary. At the beginning and during most of the show, the man in charge is Michael Scott. We do also see the regional manager before him, Ed Truck, although he is no longer with the company. After Michael leaves, the position is filled by several different times by both current Dunder Mifflin employees and new additions. Among these are the popular Dwight Schrute, Creed Bratton, and Andy Bernard, who happens to be the final Dunder Mifflin regional manager at the ending of the show. Some of the new additions are D'Angelo Vickers, who is Michael's immediate replacement, Nellie Bertram, who takes over while Andy is away and holds on to the position until Andy forces a change in the company's ownership, and Robert California, who immediately leaves after showing up on his first day.
God, I might actually need another fucking repeat on this. I hate to do it, and I'll even like. There were like 3 things that I thought were wrong with that statement.
Okay.
Can
I'll
I get-
prepare myself. Okay. Let me get in the zone because this one is a wordy one. Dunder Mifflin has seen several regional managers during the filming of the documentary. At the beginning and during most of the show, the man in charge is Michael Scott. We do also see the regional manager before him, Ed Truck, although he is no longer with the company. After Michael leaves, the position is filled several different times by both current Dunder Mifflin employees and new additions. Among these are the popular Dwight Schrute, Creed Bratton, and Andy Bernard, who happens to be the final Dunder Mifflin regional manager at the ending of the show. Some of the new additions are D'Angelo Vickers, who is Michael's immediate replacement, Nellie Bertram, who takes over while Andy is away and holds on to the position until Andy forces a change in the company's ownership, and Robert California, who immediately leaves after showing up on his first day.
But wait, you're saying something's wrong and something's right, not just something's wrong?
So I am saying most of that statement is correct. There's at least one thing in that statement that is incorrect, and I need you to tell me what is wrong and how to correct it. And I will say, I'm pretty sure
It's the
there's
game,
only
right?
one thing wrong. I will accept if you have something different, then defend yourself, and we'll see. This is the one
Would
time where I
only
allow
see 4
challenges.
episodes be an acceptable defense? Would that give me the points if I'm wrong?
Well, seeing the whole series 2, if not 3 times, make me feel bad for losing this.
Probably. You should definitely feel bad about getting it wrong.
Ouch.
And again, just by challenging it doesn't mean you'll get points for it. I'll hear you out, and we'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what a challenge is. It doesn't make it automatic.
It's like if you're like, well, actually, the company is not called Dunder Mifflin. No, you're wrong. It 100% is Dunder Mifflin.
Oh, okay.
Yep, there you go, JPO.
I'm
Five,
a real fan because I'm writing this
4,
Paper.
3, 2, 1. Pens down. All right, Potters, you are up first. What do you have?
Oh, that's good. I just said it's not California, but Oklahoma. The guy's name. I don't know.
He's the fucking Lizard King, bro.
You don't even know my real name. Tato.
Robert California doesn't leave after day one. He's the fucking Lizard King and is there to the point where he has a farewell party.
JPO.
Creed Bratton was never the GM.
I fucked
Jay.
We never see Ed Truck outside of a picture. Creed isn't ever a manager. Andy doesn't force the sale. Saber and Joe sell of their own accord, and Jan is actually Michael's immediate replacement.
What?
Amazing. Everything you said was wrong. And
That's not
Cass.
I put same thing as Tato. Robert California didn't leave on the first day. It was whatever Will Ferrell's character's name was.
No,
Okay.
it sticks
That
around.
was, that was D'Angelo, and I think he
D'Angelo
did stick
Vickers,
around for a
who
second.
stays for a couple days.
Yeah.
So the correct statement is Andy is not in charge of Dunder Mifflin at the end of the show. He quits to follow up a career in acting. Dwight takes over for the 4th time and is the regional manager at the end of the show.
And that's
Yeah,
what
I knew it'd be the
started
last
writing
season of the
first.
one I haven't
I
seen.
fucked up.
When was Creed ever in charge?
So Creed is it's
When
out,
it went
it's
by
after
seniority of who had been
Yeah,
there longest.
it's like after Dwight shoots the gun in the office. Kathy Bates tells him to just have whoever has the most seniority run it.
It's
No,
when he does no body.
Yeah, because he does the bow body. Robert California does leave, immediately walks in, looks around, and leaves.
Yeah.
He's no longer the regional manager. He goes to Florida and ends up buying the company.
So, yeah.
To be
You see the
owner.
character more, but he's no longer
Yeah.
that manager.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
never
I-
manager after that. He is the owner of the store. It is California. And then whenever Michael actually leaves the store for good, his immediate replacement is D'Angelo Vickers. They have that moment. They're in the bar where they're both there to meet somebody, but they don't know who. And they have that funny moment of, we've been here the whole time.
I almost Taylor Lord and said that was wrong because I thought that was Idris Elba.
No. Idris
That's
Elba
something
is
you
a
almost killed
This
him.
you almost made me do a spit take.
Yeah.
Will Ferrell don't look like D'Angelo. Come on.
Were there any
You've
other?
never seen a white D'Angelo?
Were
No,
there any
I
other
haven't.
things people thought was right?
Well, yeah. Well, Jay mentioned Ed Truck. You definitely see Ed Truck at one point.
Yeah. So Ed Truck physically pops up whenever whenever Michael has to throw out his carpet. He calls Ed Truck. Ed Truck comes up to the store or to the warehouse and stands next to him in the next to the garbage can, and so they have a little conversation there. You do see him in pictures twice, I think, but you do definitely see Ed Truck in person. I think that was it. Did anybody else have anything else? Obviously, it was California, not Oklahoma.
I don't ever have to watch the show now. I know exactly what happens.
You should still watch the show. It's a great show. All right. Well, next we're moving on to our next question. What, Jay?
Well, wouldn't that make at least one of my statements correct then? Because Andy doesn't force the sale.
No. So Andy gets what's his name?
Robert California.
He gets the guy. No, it's the former CFO, Jan's boss.
David.
Yeah, he gets David to
I
buy
thought that was
Dunder Mifflin from Robert California.
Okay. I
Yeah.
was misremembering that scene because
Yeah.
I could have swore that was Michael, not Andy. But
No,
this
it's
was
a
after
lot of
Keith
show.
Terrell left. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's a lot of show. It really is. They really forced 9 seasons out of a show that lasted 12 episodes in the UK.
Yeah. There are definitely a lot of seasons that. No, I think all the seasons work well. All
Except
right,
for season 1.
moving on to our next question. Finally, guys, this is our first shiny question. Shiny question are just like shiny Pokemon. They don't exist because I've never seen one before. No, so the way the shiny question works is I have 5 questions. Whoever gets the most right gets the point for the shiny question. So today's shiny question, I call it Who Rated That? With episodes of Long Time, First Time. This is to tell us, hey, we need, JPO's, we need to support our friends in everything they do. I have watched different episodes of the popular show Long Time, First Time, hosted by JPO and Brandon Cohen, where they get people to watch movies for the first time. They bring you on, you talk about it, and you rate it. So I have 5 movies. I have both the episode of Long Time, First Time that it's featured on. I have the name of the movie and the star rating. I'm giving you those 3, and you need to tell me who watched that movie for the first time or a long time.
Is it always me and Brandon, or is it the guests?
I can't answer that. I cannot
Okay.
answer that.
Okay. And so
again,
you
there's
mean
5
who
of
like
these.
who brought the movie? Like who brought the movie up first? Right? Like
Yeah.
I assume that's what you mean. Okay.
In this episode? So the first one, episode 8, Hot Tub Time Machine, and they gave it 4 stars. So I need to know who watched that movie for the first time and brought it up on episode 8, giving it 4 stars. And the reason I'm doing it this way is because I think there's a couple times where somebody brings up a movie in one episode, and then a couple episodes later, somebody else brings up the same movie.
Sure, that's possible.
So
Not obviously,
Just-
but possible.
I don't think that's actually happened, but just to cover my bases. 5, 4.
Oh,
3.
we're not doing all 5 at once. Okay.
No.
Sorry.
No. We're just gonna do them one at a time because there might be an overall theme to the answers.
We did technically do Final Destination both of the last 2, or Final Destination 2 both the last 2 weeks.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Jay's face right now. Tato, what do you have?
Was this Tato?
And JPO.
You fucked me, Tato. You fucked me because I erased it because I saw you think about it. I said, Brandon, you fucked me, Tato.
And Jay.
Aaron J.
I don't think it's been on an episode. Cass.
Christy is.
And Potters.
Scratch out Tato.
It is Tato. Tato is the first answer.
I was like, is he playing this up? He probably is. God damn it. What's my answer
All right.
today?
Question number 2. Episode 12. Your movie is Blue Chips, and it was rated 3 stars. Three stars, Blue Chips, episode 12. JPO might be spoiling it for everybody. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Pens down. JPO, what do you have?
Is this also Tato?
It might be. And Jay.
JPO. No, Christy is.
And Cass.
JPO.
And Potters.
Brandon?
And Tato.
Was this Tato?
This was not Tato. This was, in
Oh
fact,
no.
host of the show, Brandon Cohen.
Oh,
I got to it later.
You flip these?
Nope. Can't flip them. All right. We're going to jump in time here because question 3, episode 23, the movie is Unbroken, and they gave it 3 stars. Also, Diaz never seen the movie, so he can't bring it up in first time, long time.
Could have watched the fucking
Until
movie
now.
and called into the show.
He's gonna watch- yeah.
Who watched Unbroken? It was kind of indifferent on it.
Meh.
Positive, technically.
Yeah.
A light positive, yeah.
Light positive. 5,
Okay, you
4,
get the D minus
3,
of positivity.
2, 1. Pens down. Jay, what do you have?
I also just wrote again JPO.
And Cass.
Okay.
JPO.
And Potters.
I said Zach Shelton.
And Tato.
Chris the Magic Bird Diaz.
And JPO.
I agree with Diaz.
You agree? Well, I don't think Diaz answered, so you can't agree with him. Diaz is incorrect. The correct answer, nobody got it, is I can guarantee he looks like a human. Brian Nussbaum.
I was gonna say it's the other one. God damn it! I was between the two. Fuck.
All right. Question number 4. Episode 28. The movie is Little Giants, and they gave it 4 stars. Episode 28, Little Giants, and 4 stars. This was, at least star of the movie, Devon Sawa, has been talked about a lot recently on First Time Long Time.
The dead kid
But-
from Casper?
But who brought him up first?
Indeed.
Who brought him up first? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Cass, what do you have?
Christy is.
And Potters.
Yeah, I was Zach Shelton again.
And Tato.
Yeah, you gotta stick on the shield, Diaz.
And JPO.
I went with Zach Shelton on this.
And Jay.
Going back to Aaron J, bro.
The correct answer is Zach Shelton.
Yeah.
Mark.
A couple
I
ago
listen
getting that one.
sometimes.
Good job. As we move on to the last one. And we're staying with the same episode, episode 28. The movie is Dogma, and they gave it 4 stars. 4 stars. Dogma, episode 28.
I'm very disappointed there was no Back to 2005.
I'll just go ahead and say I'm very disappointed. I was never an answer. Come on.
Yeah,
Five.
me neither. I've been on there.
4.
I'm surprised
3,
I wasn't an answer.
I just wanted,
One.
I just wanted a bonus. point.
Tato using his extension. I'll grant it.
At the exact same point in time, I am the one who named the show for them, so like I get it.
You get all the residuals.
Yeah. Give me that sweet 12th of a cent every other month.
So if he gets the residuals, does that mean when the show gets copyright banned, Jay's the one who actually gets in trouble?
Yes. You got
Yes.
I
And you
do
know what?
remember
I will
watching.
I will tell YouTube to eat a hobo's dick chew.
it. If
There's-
this episode ever, if that show ever gets popular, delete this episode too. We can't have proof that. Get the residuals.
Yeah, no, there definitely was one show that got
I'm
kicked
already
off.
screen recording.
5,
Well, on
4,
YouTube, I'll always edit it. It'll
3,
be back up later.
2,
Facebook, I just let it die.
1. Pens down. Potters, what do you have?
I went Diaz this time.
And Tato.
I switched from Cohen to Diaz at the last second. I don't remember Shelton being on the Diaz episode, but I could be. Diaz.
And
Crazy
JPL.
if you remember that. I remember Diaz at his Smith dives. I said Diaz.
And Jay.
Cohen.
Remember,
did
we
his
had to
2000.
link Papa West, the goddamn link to it. So I said Papa West.
And Cass.
I
Oh,
think
shit.
JPO was lying. I think it was JPO.
No, I saw it on the time ago.
Nobody had to send me a link. It was in the comments of the show. I am, in fact, the answer to the 5th question.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Jay, getting that. With that being said, Potter's got 2 correct. Jay, JPO, and Tato all getting 1. Jeremy, you do get that point for that shiny question.
Way to be Pop Man.
Actually, he doesn't.
Actually, it's actually not actually.
I'm Canadian. We say it differently.
Yeah.
Actually.
It's like Z and Z. Okay.
Oh, calm down with your aluminium foil, all right?
Hey, you watch it there, bud.
All right. Well, you know who else is watching? One person. Thank you so much for watching us. Question
It's
number
Christian.
6. Question number 6 in the category of sports. Sorry, JPO.
Question number 6.
Finally.
Each of the 4 main sports award one of their players voted the best with the most valuable player award, also known as the MVP. Occasionally, one player receives all the eligible votes and is known as a unanimous MVP. Each sport has seen a player accomplish this feat. The MLB has seen the most, with 12 players getting the accomplishment, most recently being Shohei Ohtani. Every other sport has only had 2. The NBA has had LeBron James and Stephen Curry. The NFL has had Tom Brady and Lamar Jackson. And the NHL has had Wayne Gretzky and Connor McDavid. Also, Diaz did review Dogma, but not on that episode.
Yeah.
He gave it
That's so
5
tricky.
stars.
Oh shit, man.
I hope you get haunted by a shit monster.
That's why I always carry around air freshener.
Yeah. Knocks out deadly smells, my guy. All right, I'm gonna start closing down my store. So I still have my paper, but if you could you try to?
I
go
can
me
go
like-
to you first from now
I
on.
appreciate you. I appreciate you.
5, 4, 3.
Just a second for writing.
Okay. Tato, I'll give you just a little bit more.
All right.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Jay, what do you have?
It was not LeBaron James, but it was Larry Bird.
And Cass.
They're not all called MVP. The NHL is called the Heart.
Ooh.
And Potters.
Hey, I said not Lamar, but Peyton Manning.
And Tato.
Yeah, I said incorrect on NFL unanimity. Lamar wasn't unanimous. Was kind of.
And JPO.
I'm actually quite similar. Not Lamar, Joe Namath.
All right. 2 players got 1 point. Because Cass, I am going to give it to you as far as the NHL calling it the Hart Trophy and not the MVP award. But Jay found that it's not LeBron James. In fact, the NBA only has 1 winner of the unanimous MVP, Stephen Curry. LeBron James got really close in 2013. He missed it by 1 vote. The other person who received a vote was Carmelo Anthony.
Oh.
Because the voter said it's most valuable player, and if you take away LeBron, Dwayne Wade can lead that team to the playoffs. But if you take Carmelo Anthony away from whatever team he was on, I think it was the Knicks. It might have been the Knicks. That team's like best chances of getting the number 1 overall pick. So much outrage. It was hilarious. And I'm over here like, haha, screw LeBron. So Jay and Cass both getting 1 point for that, for finding what was incorrect, but not giving me the actual correct answer.
But what? But mine's also correct and edited though.
Yeah, I'll give it to you, Cass.
Yeah,
Cass
that's 2
with
points,
2
man.
points.
That's 2 points. What are you talking about?
Also, Cass is in last place.
Yeah.
Okay,
give me my
Cass
points.
isn't in last place, but he's pretty close to last place. So I'm
Give my
going to
points.
give him some extra points. Question number 7 in the category of wrestling. I thought that was going to wake JPO up pretty quickly. In the category of wrestling, wrestlers go by many nicknames. Sometimes these names are self-given, like CM Punk. Sometimes these names are given to them at time of their signing to build expectations, like Drew McIntyre being called the Chosen One after he made his initial WWE debut. AEW, similarly called MJF, Darby Allin, Sammy Guevara, and Daniel Garcia, the four pillars of AEW, alluding to them being the future of the company. Sometimes these nicknames are given to them to change their character and give them a new direction in the company, like Cody Rhodes getting the nickname Stardust in 2014.
Whenever you're ready, I would like a repeat.
Okay. I will give you a repeat. Also, just to say, I'm not taking an acceptable answer of it's not a nickname, it's a gimmick. Respect the question.
No, that's fine. Yeah.
All right. JPO's repeat. Wrestlers go by many nicknames. Sometimes these nicknames are self-given, like CM Punk. Sometimes these names are given to them at the time of their signing to build expectations, like Drew McIntyre being called the Chosen One after he made his initial WWE debut. AEW similarly called MJF, Darby Allin, Sammy Guevara, and Daniel Garcia the four pillars of AEW, alluding to them being the future of the company. Sometimes these nicknames are given to them to change their character and give them a new direction in the company, like Cody Rhodes getting the nickname Stardust in 2014.
I think I got it, and if I don't, I'm challenging.
Okay, I will let you.
I'm in the same boat.
I will
might-
hear y'all
yeah.
out.
We might have the same thing, JPO.
Most popular channel that follows us, Inside the Horseshoe Podcast, saying it was the Knicks.
Am I able to get another repeat?
Jesus, JPO. Wrestlers go by many nicknames. Sometimes these names are self-given, like CM Punk. Sometimes these names are given to them at time of their signing to build expectations, like Drew McIntyre being called the Chosen One after he made his initial WWE debut. AEW similarly called MJF, Darby Allin, Sammy Guevara, and Daniel Garcia the four pillars of AEW, alluding to them being the future of the company. Sometimes these nicknames are given to them to change their character and give them a new direction in the company, like Cody Rhodes getting the nickname Stardust in 2014.
I'm glad that last question and this one existed, because if I only got 2 points on a movie question, something's wrong with the universe.
You were sitting at 3 points, though.
Yeah, but I mean, the only double up I would have had with them in the movie.
Yeah,
one.
it's true. I'll give you that. All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Jay, what do you have?
It wasn't Stardust in 2014. It was a different year.
And Cass.
Drew wasn't named the Chosen One in his debut. He made his debut in 2007. The Chosen One was 2009.
And Potters.
Yeah, I have no idea. I just said not Stardust, but American Nightmare.
And Tato.
I went, those aren't the four pillars. I just scribbled Omega.
And JPO.
I think Tato kind of might have it there. I don't agree with Cass, actually. One, CM Punk is not name given. CM was for the Chick Magnet, which is a group in the stable that was given to him. The CM was given to him. And Garcia is not a pillar. That's Jack Perry, not Garcia. Garcia is not one of the pillars.
All right. So Tato gets 1 point for finding what's wrong. JPO gets 2 points for finding what was wrong and giving me the correct answer. It's not MJF, Darby Allin, and Sammy Guevara and Daniel Garcia. Daniel Garcia is not a fourth pillar. It's Jack Perry. I will say I did look it up with CM Punk. He gave himself that name because he was thrown into a tag team with his partner. It was like CM Venom, I think, is what his partner went by. And so he just went with CM Punk. It stood for Chick Magnet, and now it doesn't stand for anything. Right. So it stands for Chick Magnet. That being said, I do want to look more into Cass's answer.
Yeah, in 2009, Vince McMahon, he re-debuted in 2009, but he made his first debut in a tag team with Regal and Dave Taylor in 2007 when he was still actually in a Scottish kilt gimmick before. And then he disappeared for a while, came back in 2009 when Vince deemed him the Chosen One. So he wasn't named the Chosen One in his debut.
I think because he didn't get the pillar one, he maybe gets 1 point now too.
But I got the thing that was wrong and fixed it. It just wasn't the thing. Wrong.
You're nitpicking with years. You missed a huge one.
And
So I mean, you did miss a huge one, and I do feel like docking you a point for missing that one huge one. But
because I was already writing when you were wrong on the first thing. That was at the end.
I read it like 3 times.
Yeah, you can't say
But
that.
you did find something else that was incorrect, and corrected it for me. And in the show, it's usually a couple weeks later, Mike Trapp pops off to himself, and he's like, "Here are some things y'all noticed," and he goes through a couple things, and then he awards the fans a point. Yes, Jay.
Actually, now it's Iffy Wadiwe, and it's not Mike Salzer anymore either, or Mike Saltzman either. It's Brian David Gilbert.
Points for Jay.
No, because if he doesn't do these little side offs of going over corrections that fans caught. So Mike does award.
Actually, yes, he does. He just does it during the show, not as a side note.
The 2 episodes I have watched, he doesn't. But
Watch the entire 2 seasons he's done, my way.
Give me your dropout login because I don't want to pay for that. He does give fans a point. Those points don't matter because they can't use them in anything. But Cass, I will award you with 2 points.
Hell yeah.
Because you did give me something else that was incorrect with my statement that I worked very hard on writing. So I hate you now.
It's okay. Just like, it's wrestling stuff. So
Yes. I had no idea you would be here, and so I thought I'd get away with it.
If it wasn't for me and these 4 kids and that meddling dog.
Yeah. All right, guys. Question number 8. Jay, you don't get any.
I never
extra
said you were the
points.
dog, Jay.
I'm right fucking here, Cass.
You don't get any extra points. Question number 8 comes in the category of anime.
Oh God.
Yep, Jay's coming back. Usually triggered by immense rage, emotional distress, or immense training, a Saiyan in the Dragon Ball universe can attain a transformation into a legendary state of immense strength known as the Super Saiyan state. Someone in their Super Saiyan state is often depicted with blonde hair and covered in a golden aura glow. The first time we see a character turn Super Saiyan is in episode 95, titled Transformed at Last, when Goku transformed after watching Cell kill his friend Krillin. We get back to the main question. After all the shenanigans of challenging me, I can't wait for the end of this question to everybody challenge me again. And then in the next question after that, same thing's going to happen. But you know what? Question 10 is locked tight. No challenges on that one.
And this
I
one's
have a
pretty
wrong
clean
answer.
by
I'll be
my
right back.
estimation, but I'm sure Jay has some other.
Oh, Jay
shit.
found like 6 things wrong with it.
I hope the last one is how many trans athletes attended Papa West's wedding.
The better question would be how many were invited. I am not famous enough for anybody to show up.
There were 3 that were invited. None of them showed up. Kevin Poss scared them all off.
5, 4,
I heard they
3,
sent you some nice gifts.
2,
That
1. Pens down. Jay, what do you have?
Actually, I also do 2 things. One, I don't believe it's episode 95. So it's not episode 95, but also it's not Cell that kills Krillin. It's Frieza that kills Krillin on the planet Namek.
All right. And JPO.
I agree that it's not 95. It's episode 100.
And Tato.
So I will say on the episode thing, it's different in different dubs because episodes get cut differently. So, But the actual answer is, of course, 'twas not Cell, but Frieza.
And Potters.
I'd say not gold, but blue. I could turn blue.
Jeremy, I
And
should kick you
Cass.
in the nuts.
I went the Krillin didn't die with someone else.
The correct answer, everything I looked at was episode 95. I don't feel like looking in to see if it was also episode 100 at any point. But it was Frieza who is the antagonist of the episode and not Cell. And Frieza kills Krillin, which then causes Goku to go into Super Saiyan state.
So fucking metal.
Yeah. So Tato and Jay both getting the double points on that one. As we move on to question number 9, which comes in the category of the Wizarding World.
Fuck.
Yes. Traditionally held every 5 years, the Triwizard Tournament is a magical competition seeing champions of the 3 magical schools take each other on in 3 tasks. The second task sees the 4 champions retrieving something stolen from them in the Black Lake. The twist of the task is that the items are actually people close to them. Igor has to rescue his Yule Ball date Hermione. Cedric has to rescue his girlfriend Cho Chang. Fleur has to rescue her mother Gabriella. And Harry has to rescue his best friend Ron. Fleur is the only champion unable to complete the task as she can't overcome the Grindylow attack. Thankfully, Harry rescues both Ron and Gabrielle, so all the hostages are rescued.
One more
I'm gonna
time, please.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll put that one
Traditionally
on Secret
held-
Tunnels tab.
Traditionally held every 5 years, the Triwizard Tournament is a magical competition seeing champions of the 3 magical schools take each other on in 3 tasks. The second task sees the 4 champions retrieving something stolen from them in the Black Lake. The twist of the task is that the items are actually people close to them. Igor has to rescue his Yule Ball date Hermione. Cedric has to rescue his girlfriend Cho Chang. Fleur has to rescue her mother Gabriella. And Harry has to rescue his best friend Ron. Fleur is the only champion unable to complete the task as she can't overcome the Grindylow attack. Thankfully, Harry rescues both Ron and Gabriella, so all the hostages are rescued. As I get back up my timer.
I think I'm gonna J this one.
No, I have multiple things that are wrong with this.
Yeah.
I was about to say, considering there are numbers in this, yes, you can very easily J this. However, because none of the numbers are years, I don't think you can technically J this. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Pens down. Jay, what do you have?
Okay, so first off, it's Victor Crumb, not Igor, and it's Fleur's sister, not her mom.
Where did I get Igor from? I straight pulled
Igor
these from the
Karkaroff.
fandom. What?
Igor Karkaroff, he's the headmaster of Victor Crumb's school.
I read the chart wrong. Okay. Did anybody else put that it was Victor and not Igor?
Yeah, that was the one. I actually tuned out of the part of the question where you said Fleur's mom. Like, I didn't
Okay.
even hear that part, but yeah. And then I also, just for the sake of actually, I thought the Triwizard Cup was every 4 years, not 5. That was more of a 90% or not a certainty. But yeah, the answer I had on the top line was not Igor Victor.
JPO, what do you have?
I have his bottom line. I said 4, not 5.
And Cass.
I put that he doesn't save Gabrielle, he saves Cedric.
And Potters.
Not Flora's mom, but her sister.
So the intentional answer is Gabriella is Fleur's little sister and not her mother. I will, however, give Tato points too, because that was a mess up on my end. I had a chart telling me the school, headmaster, and competitor, and then everything else. And so I missed it there. Jay, I'll give you points.
Do I get 2?
And I'll give you double points. So you
Appreciate you, baby.
get 4 points for telling me 2 things wrong.
Oh, I would have just taken 2
Thank you.
points, bro.
Oh,
But-
yeah. You get 2 points. Good job. Way to talk yourself out of that one. Can't wait for you to lose by 1.
If I lose by 1, give me my 4 points.
Nope, you already talked yourself out of it.
Fuck you.
How did I know there was going to be shenanigans on that? one?
Altruism.
I
If
just
it's not
dicks
enough, I'll
me
give you
again.
2/3.
No, fuck you. You said half first.
Let's just meet in the middle. 2/3. It's a reference to The Office Superfan Edition. You have Peacock. Watch the Superfan Edition of The Office.
I
It's
can't get Peacock in Canada. That's plus 2 points for me for not being able to get Peacock.
streaming
What's it?
illegally.
Is it up
then.
there? Is it Looney
VPN.
Bird? Is it
It's just
instead
on
of Peacock?
Netflix here. It's just on Netflix here.
Looney.
Can you get the Superfan Edition on Netflix?
I don't know what that means.
Okay. It's
You can
extended
pirate it.
episodes. Yeah,
Oh,
pirate
fancy.
it. It's worth it. Whatever jail time you have to serve, it is so worth it.
Use a VPN. You'll be fine.
Tell
Game
them
Night
Papa
is
said you.
sponsored by
Proxy
Surfshark.
server.
All right, guys. Question number 10 comes in the category of the Middle Earth. In
Books
The
or movies?
Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring, Gandalf comes face to face with the Balrog. Balrogs are monstrous, demonic creatures created by Morgoth. This specific Balrog is known as Durin's Bane, which has hidden the mountain thousands of years earlier, only to be woken by King Durin, who has been corrupted by his ring and can be seen during the second season of the Rings of Power.
Oh, I think I got you on this one, actually. I think I
Oh,
got you.
you think so? You think so?
I think I got you on this one.
Okay.
I'll take a repeat on this one.
Okay. All right. Potter's using his repeat. Fun thing is I changed the wording from typing it to saying it. So let's see if I get it close to the same. In The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring, Gandalf comes face to face with the Balrog. Balrogs are monstrous demonic creatures created by Morgoth. This specific Balrog Gandalf confronts is known as Durin's Bane, which had hidden the mountain thousands of years earlier, only to be woken by King Durin, who is being corrupted by his ring and can be seen during the second season of the Rings of Power. Also, just a side note, the second season of the Rings of Power, much better than the first season.
The first season wasn't bad. I haven't seen the second season.
It wasn't great.
It was
expecting
better than all 3 seasons of The Wheel of Time, which thankfully got canceled. And I say that as a Wheel of Time fan. I'm a fan of the books. The TV show did no justice to the books.
I don't like books in general, so I didn't.
Yeah,
bother
you
with
look like it.
I'm the guy who has been trying to read the first Game of Thrones book for like 3 years now. 5, 4.
Well, it's because you get caught on that 5-paragraph
2,
thing about
1.
food.
Pens down. Pens down. Jay, what do you have?
Balrogs are angels or Maiar, not demons.
And Cass.
It wasn't the second season they saw it. It was the first season.
And Potters.
No, it was too airtight. I couldn't figure out what was wrong.
And Tato.
Yeah, I went Cass. It does not appear in season 2, so if it's not in the show at all, I get a point. But season 1 for the second point.
And JPO.
I said the same fucking thing. Not 2, but 1.
Oh, close. We do see Durin's whole meltdown in season 2. Keeps the dwarves from helping the elves in that really cool battle scene. And then we see the awakening of the Balrog. The correct answer, Balrogs are Maiar, which means they are not created. in fact, we're not created by Morgoth, but we're corrupted by Morgoth. Jay getting the 2 points there. As we move on to our next shiny question, which happens to be our final question on this episode of Actually. And just like every episode of Actually, the final question is a real life question. So being a nerd might not help you with this one.
Bro, you said 26 questions. I didn't think that you counted every single one of the shiny questions.
Yeah. Well, that still only got me like 14, but I inflated my numbers a little bit. I'm graded on a job performance.
Yeah, he showed us his whole 6
Yeah,
inches.
sir.
All right. Our final question in today's episode. One of the biggest staples to Italian cooking is pasta. Pasta can be easy to cook, but there are a couple different hacks to enhance your dish. One way is to add oil to your boil. Oil to your boil. That rhymed very unintentionally. This helps keep the noodles moist and avoid sticking during the cooking process. Another hack would be to add salt to your boil. This will enhance the flavor of your finished dish. I'll go ahead and repeat it for you. One of the biggest staples to Italian cooking is pasta. Pasta can be easy to cook, but there are a couple different hacks to enhance your dish. One way is to add oil to your boil. This helps keep the noodles moist and avoid sticking during the cooking process. Another hack would be to add salt to your boil. This will enhance the flavor of your finished dish.
If I get this wrong and I have Bella Ciao, Bella Ciao, Bella Ciao, Ciao, Ciao in my...
You get your
I really hope
anyone who spent more than 3 days in a kitchen situation where a pasta dish is a thing will have this.
Anybody who has seen any TV show where pasta is being cooked, I hope we'll get this.
Bring him the gabagool.
Bring me the
You want
gabagool.
some gabagool?
I will also
I'll give you
take
some
the gabagool.
gabagool.
All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down. Pens down. Jay, what do you have?
First off, Italians don't fucking oil their water. That's a goddamn that's a goddamn kitchen myth, and also they don't salt it either. You salt to taste afterwards.
And Cass.
Pasta isn't easy to cook. It's actually hard.
Yeah.
It's super easy. You throw it in water and just
Nope.
make it boil.
Nope.
Super easy.
Nope.
You said no,
No,
no, you're
I
wrong. Wrong.
Potters.
Yeah, I said don't add oil.
And Tato.
Yeah, don't add oil. It prevents sauce adhesion. I fucking cook my shit in ocean water. That's how much salt I put in. Like, that's the way I go about it. Jay and I can discuss that one later.
I actually boil mine with a little bit of butter.
You would. That's
Ooh.
also an oil. It's a stop.
And JPO.
Yeah, buddy. What are we
Did
on?
you have an answer to it?
Yeah, it wasn't the second season of Lord of the Rings. It was the first season of Lord of the Rings.
Well, what about cooking your pasta?
Yeah, you want to cook it during season 1.
Okay. And then whenever the show is done, your pasta's done. But no, Cass, very incorrect. I'd say that it's so easy a caveman can do it, but cavemen haven't discovered fire and don't know how to boil water, so that's a wrong statement. But cooking pasta is very
actually,
easy.
cavemen did discover fire. Points.
True, I gotta give you that.
You gotta give it to him.
Gotta give it to him. While it's a myth, people say to add oil to your pasta as it is boiling in water. Do not do that. Oil and water don't mix. It's a waste of perfectly good oil. That being said, definitely salt your water before adding pasta in it. No matter what Jay says, the one thing I learned.
I'm sorry.
while
Which
The
one
one
of us
thing
has
I
been to
learned-
culinary school?
The one thing I learned while watching Chopped, when an Italian chef always told me, make sure you add salt to your pasta. So with that, I gave everybody points who deserved it. I don't remember who that was because I gave you points during it. So I'm just gonna say JPO, Jay, and Potters. JPO, I'm gonna give you a point just because I love you, and Cass,
Everybody.
because your comments on the cavemen. That's 2 points right there,
Yeah.
which means
I pointed.
and your winner of the first actual episode of Actually, because the first episode's not canon. We're gonna go in reverse order because that's the way I like to do it. Build some suspense. In last place, but first place in my heart, JPO. I'm sorry I didn't make you an answer on the first time, long time. I laughed at myself while I was doing it because I'm like, everyone's gonna write his name down. But thank you so much for bringing us last time full time. Any final thoughts?
Well, since I was a boy, I've thought about being on a game show called Game Night with Papa. Today, that dream came true.
Actually, that dream comes true every other week on the YouTube channel TMG Entertainment. Next would be Cass.
Actually, I'm third place. Points.
No, you are in fact fourth place. Are you glad Dude Hayes is not watching this to see you fail, which would then kick you out of the pepperoni factory because you're not the world champion at Game Night with Papa?
I don't think so because I'm the leader of the pepper.
Failure. Next we have Potters. Potters getting third, which in a letterbox rating means it's good. In the final of a game show where there are 5 people, means you're right in the middle. Any final thoughts?
Yeah, I'll take a 3-star review. Not good, not bad. I don't know anything about wrestling, so sorry.
Hey, I'll take it. And adding on to the not good, not bad, is Tato. Tato getting second place with 12 points. Tato, how are you feeling about that?
That is what we call a secret tunnel collective victory. This is another game in which we will take on all comers at any point.
I don't know how Teams is going to work with that. But your winner with 14 points, Tato getting 12, Potter's getting 10, Cass getting 9, and JPO getting 6. Your winner tonight was Jay Burns. Jay, how are you feeling after that?
Yeah, man, I can't complain. This was a lot of fun. There's a lot of